Tankers Fantasy Football, we are back for you. Week 8, we're going to give you the buy low, the sell high candidates, everything you need to know.
We're going to get you some running backs and some wide receivers to trade for and to trade away for a top value price. Get it sexy while you can, but before we do that, we just got to kick that intro.
Boy, the evening TV. Everywhere you look, there's a heart.
All right, we're going to kick it right into the buy low. Some running backs here. Lead it off with some Ezekiel Elliott went out there and got you 15 carries for 33 yards last week. I mean, just made you feel. I mean, you went out there after the noon games. You're probably chasing points. But I got Zeke. He's going to get there and get it sexy for me. He just laid a 6.2 full point PPR shit right all over your chest.
Yeah, I think this is kind of what we talked about a couple weeks ago with the Kamara situation. That this might be the only time you really can get a guy like Zeke where you can truly get a legitimate RB1 for maybe like a discounted value, especially
since we're
talking going into a bye and the addition of Amari Cooper. Maybe people think they're going to start throwing the ball a little bit more, but I really think Zeke from here on out still is a top 5 or 6 option.
Amari might help him. I mean, defense is that. I mean, Amari Cooper. I'm not a believer. I think Amari Cooper kind of fucking sucks. But opposing defenses are going to have to pay more respect to him than they're going to have to the likes of Allen Hurns. And Michael Gallup, had a good touchdown in this last game. But, I mean, they just have no respect. He's been seeing 8, 9-man fronts all season long out there. So if he can just get one or two of those guys that have one or two of those safeties that have to sit back 20 yards downfield because Amari might get over the top on him, and that just has that has to help him. The addition of Marty Cooper has to help him out a little bit. Name recognition alone.
And the guy I do like here again, we're talking Clement here, absolutely did atrocious for you. Did not take advantage whatsoever, especially after the Jai injury. Went out there and full point PPR, 4 points here.
Yeah, I was on the Clement train. I thought the window small with 18 carries for 51 yards usage in week 6. Maybe that was going to bring Wendell Smallwood down. I mean, he went out there and got, he got the carries, but he wasn't really doing shit with him. Didn't even get to 3 yards a carry. But you look at it, I mean, Wendell Smallwood really didn't do dick all in this game either. So it's not like, Wendell Smallwood went out there and earned this role and this is his job moving forward. I don't know. I just think the talent of Clement is just greater than Wendell Smallwood. I just think this performance, the owners are probably down in the dumps thinking about maybe even, benching him till further notice or even cutting him in shorter bench leagues. So I think you can swoop in there and get him for pennies on the dollar.
All right, here's a discussion play. What about these Green Bay Packer running backs? Any of these guys that you think are worthy?
Everybody in the fantasy world was high on Aaron Jones. He's the most talented running back in this backfield, and I still believe that. Yeah, I still truly believe that. But my goodness, Mike McCarthy, I mean, he is just not giving in. It is a full-on 3 running back RBBC out there, baby.
And it's terrible. You're talking Montgomery's getting looks. He might play the most snaps of these running backs. Then you got Aaron Jones and then Jamal Williams. I truly don't know if I'm willing to buy any of these guys low, even though you can probably get them dirt cheap. I just don't know if they're worth the hassle of putting into your lineup, because there's weeks where they can go out and get you 3-4 points any given week.
Yeah, I mean, what would you even consider giving away for a guy like Adam Jones? I mean, you can't trade for Jamal Williams or Ty Montgomery. That's just trash.
Like a guy
Adam Jones is Aaron Jones is the only one.
Really, the guy you're thinking about cutting on your end of your bench is about the only guy worthy of trading for a guy like Aaron Jones.
I mean, my goodness.
How can you trust him at all?
Oh, you can't start him. That's insane. Starting and moving forward is completely insane. You gotta at least see him be on the field for like 40-50% of the snaps before you even think about that. his usage has just been garbage and very frustrating. All right, getting right into some sell highs at running back. I mean, Marlon Mack, he went out there and got it sexy boy deluxe, but I mean, is this... And redraft, I mean, you know, Dynasty or Keeper Leagues, I think Marlon Mack's a strong hold, but in redraft, if you can get the King's ransom for him right now, I think you might have to.
If you drafted early, you probably got this guy like what, like 5th, 6th round? People were spending a draft pick on. We're talking probably mid-6th in redraft.
Yeah, there were some believers out there. I mean, you know,
and if you can return somewhere,
you did get banged up in preseason though. And, you know, if you drafted a little later,
right? So if you got him early, you got him like
round.
in the 6th, and then he's injured and finally came back. You're like, well, this is the guy I thought I was drafting all along. And people pay that full price of what you got him at on draft day. I think you have to move him. I don't think. I mean, even there's solid backs even with you. I mean, we're talking Hines. PPR was kind of getting it done for a 3-week stretch there.
Yeah, I mean, you think about the game script versus the Bills is like the most running the football game script the Colts are going to see all season long. I mean, they were up like 4 or 5 scores going into half. Like, I don't know if there's any way. I mean, maybe against Oakland this next week where he can get over the 15 carries. He had 19 carries this last week, but I don't know if game script is going to allow him in very many games to get this much of a workload. It might be game script Nyheim Hines a lot of these games when they're trailing out there.
You just have a hard time convincing me that Marlon Mack is going to continue to carry the ball 15 to 20 times a game. I just don't think he's that kind of running back.
Can even hold up to that kind of work.
That's what I'm saying. I just don't think he's out for that.
Yeah, I mean...
I think this is going to be another situation like Green Bay, or I think it's going to be between Hines and Mack, and I think Jordan Wilkins will get in a little bit.
What do you think you can get for him?
I mean, if someone's offering you a guy like, say a guy like Alex Collins, what do you think?
I think I keep Marlon Mack over Alex Collins.
What about a guy we're talking in like Corey Clement?
Ooh, definitely Marlon Mack over a guy like that. You never know fucking know. This Doug Peterson shit, even giving Josh Adams snaps that's just gross. And I'll be damned if Darren Sproles. I mean, you can't. I mean, I love Corey Clement, but you can't trade a guy who's at least done. I mean, Corey Clement hasn't even gotten it sexy. At least this is the type of guy who's done.
What about Matt Breida?
No, I hold on, Mac. What about Mark Ingram?
I feel like you have to get Ingram.
I think
Ingram.
Yeah, I think Ingram is a much safer floor play.
Even though he got you, I don't know. I feel like Ingram
maybe not so on the map. Maybe, you know, goddamn. I mean, people be hurting on these RB2s. I mean, maybe just an RB2 just fell right in your lap. And
could have off the waiver wire. He probably was cut. People didn't want to hang on to him.
I'm talking myself into some Mack. I wouldn't move Marlon Mack for Alex Collins. That's insane. I wouldn't do it.
What about a guy like talk about another guy here that we have written down here. How about Lamar Miller?
No. I'd hold Mack. He's a younger guy, sprier legs. I'm a Lamar Miller hater. I think Lamar Miller is a solid sell high for sure. 100-yard game for Lamar Miller. I mean, when's the last fucking time Lamar Miller got over 100 yards rushing out there?
And he's got good matchups coming up here. I mean, if
you you can talk up Lamar Miller as a trade option. You can talk him up. I mean, look at these next two matchup playing the Dolphins, who, you know, are 27th versus the rush, and then what are they giving? 167 scrimmage yards to running backs. And then he's going and playing against the Broncos, who I know shut down David Johnson, but the fucking Cardinals are pure garbage. Yeah, but the Broncos are still, after shutting down David Johnson, they're still 29th versus the rush, giving up 180 scrimmage yards to opposing running backs. So you can sweeten that up. Be like, man, Marlon Miller fucking got 100 yards, got some sweet matchups coming up. What you gonna give me for him? I think you should do those things. But this Marlon Mack shit, I think I'm talking myself into a hold here. Talking myself into it.
All right, one guy I think you got to ship if you can get any value, and I don't think his value is going to return for you, is Derrick Henry.
Oh, yeah.
Before this
you
week,
get anything.
Before this week, his high water mark on the year was 6, full point PPR points.
You get a fucking 6-pack of Bud Heavies and a fucking Jack Link's beef jerky
Dude.
for him, baby. That's a winner.
I mean, I'd take that deal. Come on, right now.
Yeah. Can't get a 6-pack of Bud Heavies and a Jack Link's beef jerky
Give me
off the
Bush-
waiver wire.
Give me a 6-pack of Bush Heavies.
You gotta shoot for the buds, I guess. I'm not even. My goodness.
No, I mean, this guy finally found the end zone and was barely double-digit in points in PPR.
Yeah, he still had 2.8 yards a carry on the game. He's only had one game. I know people shit all over yards per carry, but I'm telling you, when you only have one game, it's over 3.2 yards per carry. That is not a fucking good thing.
One game over 60 yards from scrimmage.
Yeah, that was his last game. He had the one game. He had it. So it was like he had 2.8
yards
end zone
and a season high yards.
And he had like a 20-yard reception to help to really aid him get to that 60 yards. And you can't be banking on Derrick Henry getting 20-yard receptions on a weekly basis. That is not a thing. All right, getting some wide receivers.
Looking at a guy, I think Diggs is a solid buy low. You're talking about Thielen. Everyone's talking Thielen, feeling good about
Unstoppable.
it. The bye week's going to be coming up here. And you're talking that Diggs really hasn't got it going the last couple of weeks. And I think he's still at worst a top 15 play every week here.
Yeah, you got it there. You got a boatload of targets. Got 14 targets last week. He corralled 8 of them, which isn't that bad, but for only 33 yards. You know, he hasn't been getting it sexy. Been like a good 3 weeks since he's really gotten it sexy for you out there. Adam Thielen just stealing all the spotlight. I know you probably can't get him for like 50 cents on the dollar or whatever, but if any time you're going to be in for like 70 or 80 cents on the dollar, I think this is a guy who's going to be high-end wide receiver 2 for the rest of the season.
Yeah, and I think he can easily sneak into that wide receiver 1 conversation here. Eventually, I know Thielen's been unstoppable. Eventually, the pace is going to slow down a little bit here. I mean, I don't know if
is he going to have 16 games?
I mean, I don't know if he can have 16
yards?
straight games of 100 yards while finding the end zone pretty much in all of them.
The legend is growing.
He's a stud, though.
Undrafted boss out there. All right, give some Kenny Golladay, young stud muffin. Everybody's been on him, but I mean, if the owner in this league, you know, he had a bye in week 6, and he came out in week 7, laid that 5 full-point PPR shit on him. And I mean, I think he had a touchdown called back. I swear to fuck, I saw on the Red Zone channel that he had a touchdown, and the next thing I know, they still have the ball at like the 20-yard line.
I mean, Stafford still loves him. I mean, Golden Tate really didn't do anything either. It just wasn't.
It was a Kerryon Johnson day.
It was pretty much Kerryon Johnson was blowing it up, and they just said, "Here you go, why not?"
Except for at the goal line, you gotta give those.
LeGarrette Blount stealing it. That's terrible.
They had it on 3rd and 1.
So
At one point in the game, they had it on 3rd and 1. We were watching the Red Zone, and I was like, "Welcome to 4th and 1, boys!" And they handed it to LeGarrette Blount, and sure enough, there it was 4th and 1 next play. Welcome to 4th and 1. Here just comes fuckboy up the middle. All right,
one more wide receiver here, Bilo. Tyler Boyd. You thought, you know, this is going to be a shootout in KC, going to absolutely blow it up.
What happened?
He wasn't even really targeted till the second half.
Andy Dalton, like, AJ Green was getting single coverage, and like Andy Dalton just became like incensed by it. Like, that was what he was gonna do for the rest of the fucking game.
At one time, Andy Dalton had like 115 yards, and like 110 of those were
AJ
Green.
That's what I'm saying. It was insanity. The Bengals had like 180 yards in the day, and AJ Green had like 140 of them. It was like, what the fuck is going on out there? It's like he just kept zeroing in. I mean, I know AJ Green is Sexy Boy Deluxe, but you gotta spread the wealth if you're looking to compete with a team like the Kansas City Chiefs. My goodness. But yeah, get on the Noid Boyd out there. Get the Noid. He's running wild. He's got a cherry matchup coming up too against the Buccaneers. I mean, you know, all in. I think it was a resurrected. You know, the guy losing face. You know, Tyler Boyd is who I thought he was. Well,
I mean, I think Tyler Boyd's going to be in the wide receiver 2 conversation here. I don't know if he was creeping up to maybe high end. I don't know. I think he came down to earth a little bit. Mid-range, back end, wide receiver 2. What do you think?
Yeah, I think he'd be a strong wide receiver 2. I mean, I don't think he's a type of guy that can get into that back end wide receiver 1 conversation ever. But he's a volume guy, and heavily targeted like by Dalton in crunch time situations. And he's not really a big play guy, but he can definitely sneak his ass into the end zone as we've seen in weeks past.
All right, a guy I really love for a sell high here. Talking Terrell Williams, San Diego, blowing up over 20 points back-to-back weeks. But the thing I don't like is his targets. Even though he blew it up, he's only had 4 targets each of the last 2 games. 5 on the season high. 5 targets is most he's seen this year.
Yeah, he is a boom or bust, feast or famine guy like you've ever seen it out there. And I mean, if you can get a guy believing that he is a weekly wide receiver 2 and you can sell him for like wide receiver 2 price, I mean, my goodness, that's all in deluxe, sexy deluxe fire sale, right?
I think so.
I mean, you can be like Terrell Williams.
I mean, I don't know if I'd ever really even feel comfortable having him in a lineup.
No, you can't.
Even like as a flex, it just makes my skin crawl thinking about it. Like, you're just counting on this guy to, of his 4 targets he gets a game to find the end zone for an 80-yard bomb.
I mean, he got 14.5 of his points on the first offensive play of the game by the Chargers, and then, just caught like one other ball for like, a decent amount of yards throughout the rest of the 60 minutes of football.
Well, and then the week before was pretty much one drive. It was one drive.
He had the 2 touchdowns the week before. It was crazy.
But he had the 2 deep passes, same in one drive. He had like 2 40-yard catches in one drive and the touchdown. All right, another guy might be the highest value that we see all year.
Hey, Marty Cooper. I mean, he's going to Dallas. People are going to be all hype train, America's team, my boy. Dak Prescott finally has somebody to throw to, and I think that's true. But, I mean, if you can sell Marty Cooper for anywhere close to the draft capital that you gave up for him, if you can get wide receiver 2 value for this fucking dick fuck, I would be all in, man. All in.
I just really don't think that Amari Cooper's that good of an NFL player.
He drops balls like there's no tomorrow. If defenses lock onto him, he's down and out.
He can't separate. He just doesn't have that dog mindset that you need in number 1 wide receiver.
He is not out there just fucking, this is my ball, give it to me. Yeah, it's not. He needs to get a little Keyshawn Johnson in him, baby. That's what you need. Throw me the damn ball.
All right, one guy, and I don't know. People are thinking, sell high on the John Brown, and I'm kind of feeling holding on to him.
He caught all 7 of his targets, man. Blew it up out there.
He disappointed last week, but he still had the targets.
130 yards, got himself in the end zone. He had a couple of bad weeks moving into that. But I just think, Joe Flacco is loving him. And he's like kind of like a Terrell Williams type of guy that just happens to get way more of his target share on his team. And I just think you got to hold John Brown. Because I don't think you can go out there and get what he's worth to your flex spot that he's been giving to you this whole season.
No, and I know he's got Pittsburgh coming up here, but he's got some very favorable matchups here. We're talking Oakland, Atlanta, Tampa Bay, Kansas City, San Diego's going to be a shootout. John Brown, I think, is a weekly back end, maybe even mid-range wide receiver 2 here going forward.
I mean, all those games are
I just don't see how John Brown is not a top 20 option at wide receiver the rest of the way.
Yeah, he has to be at least a back-end wide receiver, too. I mean, you got to be looking at the landscape. And this schedule, I mean, Pittsburgh's going to have to sling it against him. The Raiders just aren't a good football team. Going to have to sling it against the Falcons. Tampa's just not a good football team. Kansas City, I mean, my goodness, the only reason why the Chiefs are giving up so many yards is the garbage. I mean, how many yards did Blake Bortles have against the Chiefs?
It was like 450 or something.
450 fucking pass yards. Nobody even knew it. But that's just because they have to throw it for every single play in the second half because the Chiefs are up by 30.
Bortles benching.
Poor Bortles.
I love him, but he sucks.
Man, if they were like ever paying the sideline, he was just over there like smoking a cig. I'd mark out so hard.
He would legitimately smoke a cig on the sideline.
I mean, how fucking humble is Bortles though? You walk in, he's already got the fucking earpiece. They show him, he's already got the earpiece in. Like, if you like bench me in a game, I'm like, get that fucking earpiece the fuck out of here.
I love Bortles.
What the fuck?
But he sucks.
Put the earpiece in, you're done. Like, you're just like, okay. Like, that's a humble motherfucker, dude. Sit there with the earpiece.
The Jags need to make a move. They do. We're talking, this defense doesn't even look the same as it did last year. They don't even try out there anymore.
They gotta go home to London to get it right.
Trade for Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
Get the gunslinger. I don't even care.
Oh, I mean, you know, fuck, if they're taking him for as cheap as you guys got Carlos Hyde,
Fifth round for Carlos. I mean, I know Carlos Hyde's a frustrating fantasy player, but we're talking real life NFL player. Like, if he's healthy, he's about as good as he gets at the position of what you need. I mean, we're talking real football here. We're not talking
football.
fantasy.
Yeah, fifth round. I don't think you're going to go out there in the fifth round of NFL drafts and guarantee yourself a player of value of Carlos Hyde. I mean, I don't even believe him. Carlos Hyde fantasy, like I said, yeah, not even an option. Him and Yeldon are just going to eat themselves alive until Fournette comes back. But I mean, fifth round, baby. I mean, the Patriots would be dying to have Carlos Hyde.
They got Josh Gordon for a fifth.
They did. They did. But you think. You know, if you Patriots would have probably gave him, you'd think, I mean, my goodness.
Give him a fourth.
Sony Michel's at least out until
They don't like
week
to
12.
pay running backs, though. That's the thing. Carlos Hyde's due, he was like a 3-year, $15 million contract. They don't like to pay running backs.
Oh, yeah, they ain't going to give him $5 million. Fuck out of here. Yeah, they only did. Josh Gordon's getting paid like $700,000, so they're down with him. He didn't get paid shit. Not that $700,000 ain't shit. Offer me $700,000.
Dude,
fuck, take it.
Talk about the Mega Millions, $1.6 billion. If I won that, I'd probably give ESPN like $20 million and say, get tankers on there, 1 hour segments a day.
How could you could just buy it? How could you not buy ESPN?
Buy your own channel.
Like call ABC up and be like, ESPN's kind of tanking lately, you know. I mean, I'm
just gonna buy my own channel here. It's just gonna be 24 straight
hours. Get my own channel, blackjack, fucking hookers. Matter of fact, forget the blackjack.
Fantasy football just naked chicks just sitting around.
Hookers. Got these dirty fucking truck stop hookers.
Alright, is that it?
Yeah, leave them on the truck stop hookers.
There it is. If you like what you saw,
lizards.
Give us the thumbs up. Make sure you comment below if you got any questions. Hit that subscribe button. Share with your friends, your league mates.
Gotta give us a share, baby. Get the word out there. Spread the love. Take this thing to the next level,
to the
baby.
streets.
Help the boys out. We love you.
Alright, good luck this week. We'll see you next time.
Cheeseburger.